Okie dokie folks, very good afternoon from Newcastle International Airport. It's Sunday the 24th of July 2022, and we've got a KLM Embraer 190 which is just on final for runway 25. And if you can let me know in the live chat please if the audio and video is all okay, please, that would be brilliant. And there it is there, the KLM Embraer 190 from Amsterdam. And Paul Eddy, very good afternoon mate, great to have you with us. And who else we got? Dave Brooks, welcome on board mate. Explore Buses, hello from Spain, good afternoon mate, great to have you with us. So we've got about a 30-degree crosswind this afternoon at about 14 knots, so not that bad, but still should make it a little bit more interesting. And Alistair and Jules, good afternoon. Loch Ness, can't wait to see the movements today. Yep, should be some good ones mate. Should get plenty of Jet2s and lots of other traffic, so yeah, should be good. Don't forget to share the live stream please folks. I've managed to share it in a couple of places, but if you'd like to do that as well, that'd be amazing, thank you very much. Paul Eddy, have you set that PC up yet? Not yet mate, that's it's going to be a long-term project, that is. Right, so there's the KLM Embraer 190 just on final there. Audio and visual good, Victor? Fantastic mate, thank you very much, great to have you on board with us. Right, and here comes the KLM. There we go, and that's it down. Fantastic. You can see that crosswind though just on the final phase of the approach, so that's quite nice to see. Laura Coyle, good afternoon, great to have you on board. You're not sure if Foxtrot Delta Zulu Tango is still at Newcastle? I'm not too sure. I know we've got a couple of the Tango Alpha Whiskey Regs, but and also one of the 737 Maxes, but I'm not sure exactly which ones they are. I think two of the TUIs are actually due in this afternoon. Alistair Adam watching in Turkey, good afternoon mate, welcome to the live stream, great to have you with us. Mark Barrett from Concert, good afternoon. Steve Marchant, good afternoon mate, lovely to have you with us. Paul Eddy, E2, no, it's just a bog standard E190 mate, so just one of the normal Embraers. Most of the flights this past week have actually been Embraer 195 E2s, so it's a bit weird to actually see the normal Embraer for once, but yeah, it's nice to see. We've also got Ryanair just parked up there, which I believe is going to Paphos, this one in front of us. That's the KLM just taxiing away, and we've got a few movements. We've got a VistaJet Bombardier which is going to be going out shortly, and then we've got a few arrivals coming in, so it should be a good afternoon. Some of the arrivals during the next hour might encounter slot delays for the next flight that they're all doing later on, so we'll have to see which ones are delayed and which ones go out on time. There's the Ryanair 738, Echo India, Echo Victor Romeo I believe, and that's going to be flying to Paphos shortly. Doors are all closed, passengers must all be on board, and that'll be pushing back very soon no doubt. Steve Marchant, Max 8 due in at 2:25, brilliant, we'll be around for that. We'll probably be live till about around 3:15, round about then. So yeah, we'll probably be live up till about 3:15, 3:30, and then probably call it a day around then. Loch Ness TUI from Malaga, 10 minutes out. Yes, we'll try and get that. Just checked, and Foxtrot Delta Zulu Tango is at Birmingham now. Ah, nice one. Nice one. TUI's just gone over Chesterley Street. Nice one. 6 weeks today, flying on the max to Tenerife. That'll be fantastic, mate. That'll be fantastic. I hope we have a good flight. But yeah, we've got quite a bit of traffic due in. Is the heat haze off the camera? No, the heat haze is the heat haze that you see, which is over the runway. So it's quite warm this afternoon. It's about 24, 25 degrees. And obviously when you've got that reflecting off the likes of the terminal and the tarmac, that creates quite a bit of heat haze. So that's what you're seeing there. Next inbound is TUI Airways 737-800 Golf Tango Alpha Whiskey X-Ray from Malaga. That's going to be landing in just a couple minutes. It's about to pass over South Shields, so that'll be in very shortly. Then we've also got another TUI 737 over Leeds, which is about 15 minutes away from Palma de Mallorca. Another flight from Palma de Mallorca, Jet2 one. And yeah, a few more inbounds later on. So if anyone looks on Flight Radar 24, you'll see there's a whole load of arrivals due in about 2 to 3 o'clock. So we'll be here about then for it. And yeah, it should be a good afternoon. Yeah, weather here, it's, as I say, it's warm. It's a little bit cloudy here and there. But overall it's not too bad. There's a little bit of blue sky there as well. But quite a nice afternoon, to be honest. And like I say, with that crosswind, it should make some of the arrivals a little bit more interesting. The crosswind is actually forecast to increase in strength around about 3 to 4 o'clock, so that should make it even more interesting still. So the steps are still connected to that 737-800 there, and it should be, I think it came in from Croatia, from Zadar earlier on, and shortly it should be going to Paphos. And Chris Kennedy, hello amigo, welcome on board. Great to have you with us. How are you keeping, mate? And I'm pleased you got the link to the WhatsApp chat. Great to have you on board, mate. Jules, you're going Lufthansa to Frankfurt on the 747-800 to Singapore, down to Adelaide in November. That'll be really good. That'll be really, really good. 747 still on my long list of aircraft that I still need to fly on, but yeah, that'll be a fantastic one, mate. Daniel's Life, hello, yes, doing very well, thanks, mate. Great to have you with us. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday afternoon. Sam Harrison, good afternoon from Gosforth. Great to have you with us, Sam. Hope you're keeping well. So anyone who's watching Flight Radar 24, you'll see we've got TUI Airways 737-800, which has just turned on to final now, and I can see it's fully established now on the ILS for runway 25. I'm not sure how bad the audio is for everyone, but there is quite a bit of wind noise standing here, but hopefully the audio is still okay for everyone who's listening. And Julie, love the stream, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Great to have you on board the live stream, Julie. Thanks for tuning in. So we'll pan back over to the approach, and you'll be able to see the TUI Airways 737, which is on on the ILS for runway 25. It's just on approach. Still a little bit far out. You can see it's just there in the far distance. And very shortly we'll have a couple more arrivals as well. But, as you all know, usually we go live in the evenings, but I thought for a change this week we'd do one in the afternoon and capture a few more movements and see how you all enjoy it. Michael Ray, good stream. Thanks very much, Michael. Great to have you on board with us. Daniel's Life, audio's is good. Thank you very much, mate. That's grand. Like I say, when you're doing a stream, you're never too sure if the audio's good when you sat at home watching it, because it's one thing filming and hearing something. It's another thing when you sat at home watching it. So, right, that's the TUI just coming into sight there. Landing gear is down. Hailstone, bet T-side's not worth spotting at or covering. Well, to be honest, T-side, they do get the odd, few good movements. But overall, to be honest, Newcastle's much better for traffic by a country mile. So, yeah, T-side's better than it used to be, but it's still, I wouldn't say it's worth doing a long live stream therefore, but on the other hand, I have had some people ask for a live stream from T-side, so we might do that one day, but it would have to be when there's at least a couple of movements. Otherwise it's not worth going to. Right, here comes the TUI. Again, you can see there's a little bit of a crosswind there. Very nicely done. So yeah, the surface wind was 220 degrees at 14 knots, so it's about 30 degrees. It's about 30 degrees just off from the left-hand side. But don't really seem to have any issues with dealing with it. Looks like the TUI is going to vacate via Bravo. Once again, that one is arriving from Malaga. As you can see, just when I zoom in there, there's quite a bit of heat haze, but that's just due to the fact it is a fairly warm day. That hedge at the bottom really needs cut. It gets to this stage in the year where it becomes so high it's problematic filming. But yeah, and then you can see the windsock there. So that crosswind we just mentioned about. Again, it's nothing major, but a few degrees either side can make a world of difference. There's a control tower in the background. The Ryanair that's waiting to go to Paphos still has the stairs connected at the back, so it doesn't look like they'll be going in the next couple of minutes. As you can see, as that TUI just turns in there. Once again, folks, I can see we've got about 50-60 joined at the moment. It's great to have each and every one of you joining us this afternoon, and please do keep your comments and any questions and so on coming in the live chat. It really is appreciated. Alright, that's the TUI just arriving on the stand. And Steve Marchant, thank you very much, mate. That's very, very kind of you. Really appreciate it. Great footage. Missed the viewing area on the roof of the airport from years ago. Yep, me too, mate. It used to be brilliant at the very top of the terminal. I can remember my dad taking me in the early 2000s, and we used to go up there, have a bite to eat, and just watch the planes, you know, before it closed down. And was it 2000 or 2001 it closed? And yeah, such a shame. But thank you so much for your kind. Thank you so much for your kind donation, mate. It really, really means a lot. Thank you. Chris Kennedy, KLM Newcastle Amsterdam Barcelona, and Air France Barcelona Charles de Gaulle to Newcastle in September. Slight wind noise, mainly leaves, touch of the wind on mic. Minimal. Oh well, that's good. That's good as long as it doesn't distort the whole live stream, because that's always the worry. I mean, sometimes it's worth just putting the tripod a bit further down, just so it obscures a little bit of the noise. But yeah. Have you tried filming from other angles at Newcastle? If you have a look on my channel, you'll see lots of different angles from around Newcastle Airport. You know, especially in the last 10 to 15 years anyway. So if you have a look on the playlists, you'll see many different angles from the airport. For doing live streams, I prefer this angle, because for this angle you're able to see what's happening on the apron down by the gates, but you're also able to see the aircraft taxiing and any landings and departures. So yeah, I always prefer this angle. Paul Eddy jumping between VATSIM and this is fun. I really need to get Flight Sim working again. It's I was watching Robert Hadfield's live stream yesterday, the FS 2021, and yeah, I really need to get Flight Sim sorted. Really need to get that done soon. Left wing, yep. And Julie, if your picture's a bit blurry, I'd suggest changing the quality on your phone or maybe the laptop. That can sometimes make a difference. Haven't had anyone else mention about the quality being an issue, so it might be worth changing it to a lower setting, and you know, maybe try it in 720p or 380 and see if that improves it. Depends on your internet as well, how quick that is, etc. So yeah, I'd recommend giving that a try and seeing if that works. Wayne Hartshorn, good afternoon, mate. Great to have you on board. And Stephen, same here, the good old days. Absolutely, mate. It's I say it time after time, but you know, you go to any other major European airport and they all have places where people can just, you know, drive up with your car and or get a bus and just go and do a bit of plane spotting. But you know, here that doesn't, you know, you can do that at certain places, but it's not always the most accessible. Okay folks, we've got another aeroplane just on the approach. I believe this is the is this the other TUI or Jet2 from Palma de Mallorca, and it's just there. It is. You can see the landing light just there in the far distance. I just need to check Flight Radar 24 and see which one it is. Dan and Sarah, hello, welcome to live stream. Grew up in Newcastle, now living in Loughborough. Passed your HGV theory test this week. Excellent, well done, congratulations. I know quite a few people now who've done their, is it class 2, class 1 for the HGVs in the past year. So yeah, good on you, well done. Hope it all goes well. Gary Bryan, chuffed here, Barcelona's back. November seems an odd time to start unless you want to trek from Rios or Girona. The thing is, the Barcelona flight, Gary, that is going to be with Ryanair to Barcelona El Prat, so you won't have to travel from the likes of Girona or Rios. But I do agree with you, it's a bit of a weird time, especially around the end of the year when it's getting a bit cooler. On the other hand, some people just want a city break for a weekend, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting route, and the route to Cork as well. I'm hoping to fly on board that route, but we'll see how it goes. Sam Harrison heading to Cancun on the Dreamliner in just over a week. That'll be fantastic, mate. That'll be really good. See, where's the there it is. There's the TUI. I couldn't see it there for a second. And Mr. Luke, have you been down to the end of the runway when the planes are landing? Yes, many times. If like I say, if you have a look at the playlist section and go onto the channel, look at my playlist for Newcastle Airport from 2012, 2013, 2014, all the years in the last 10 years, and you'll see the angles I've filmed at from right across the airport. So everything from Airbus A340s, Airbus A330s, 747s, Airbus A330 Beluga, and many more. So yeah, please do have a look at that. Aviation Adam, great to have you with us, mate. I'll answer your message in your comment, sorry, in just a second. I'm just going to quickly film this TUI. It's hard to pan the camcorder and hold the phone at the same time. Right, here's the 738. Floating it a little bit down the runway. Yeah, he's floated that fairly down past the fair bit past the touchdown markers. Probably going to be an end of the is it going to be an end of the runway job for him? Yep, I think so. That was a nice floated landing. But yeah, you're right, Adam. There's plenty of Jet2s inbound this afternoon. It's one of the things on the evening live streams we tend to miss, because whenever we come in the evening, obviously most of the Jet2s are either out and not due back in till early in the morning, so you kind of miss that whole wave of activity. So I thought we'd just do it this afternoon and get some of the action. There we go, we've got Golf, Tango Alpha Whiskey, Sierra, 737-800 with the split scimitars, and I believe that has just arrived from the beautiful island of Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca. The next inbound, which will be with us in just a few minutes, is another 737-800, this time of Jet2, and again arriving from Palma de Mallorca. So that'll be landing in just a second. The Ryanair 737-800 is still sat on stand there, waiting for the stairs to be taken back. The PAPHOS flight, which it's about to operate, has a bit of a tendency to be delayed. The PAPHOS flight from Newcastle and the Milan-Bergamo flight both have pretty bad statistics when it comes to on-time performance for some reason. So not a great statistic for anyone who wants to fly on that route, but you know, stats don't lie, and it does have a pretty bad on-time performance. Right, we'll just zoom in. You can see the passengers are getting off the Malaga flight. TUI 1 just parked to the right of that Ryanair 737-800. Passengers just deboarding there. And the next inbound will be in a few minutes' time. I can see we've got 120 of you all tuned in at the moment, folks. It's great to have you all on board this afternoon, and hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. Let's have a look. Have I stopped using the scanner? Unfortunately, I mean, obviously I would never use the scanner when it comes to a live stream, but unfortunately my scanner broke. I'm not sure quite what happened, but yeah, the scanner broke. Right, I've got the police helicopters just heading out there. G Polar Golf Papa Oscar Lima Alpha, and I missed this at it came and visited us the airfield up at Eshed Airfield the other day, but unfortunately I was working, so I missed it. But the crew did stop for a quick bite to eat by the looks of it. It doesn't look as if they're in any particular hurry, so it might just be a quick training flight. But typically, if they are on an emergency shout, they do tend to make a left turn out to the south a little bit earlier. It also depends on what traffic is over the Tyne bridges as well. Right, the Jet2 from Palma de Mallorca is just established on the ILS for runway 25, so we'll pan over to that in just a second, but for now we'll just watch the TUI and the Ryanair for now. And let's have a look. Benny flying from Newcastle in a few weeks. Fantastic, mate. I hope you have a good fly. Yep, exactly as Hillsdeng says, it's illegal to stream ATC in the UK. Some people do and have done it. Yeah, the thing is, it's actually everyone keeps saying, "Oh, ATC illegal, this, that, and the other." The actual recording of it and distribution technically isn't, but as the I think it's the 1978 or 1974 Radio Telephony Act goes, you can't broadcast live communications of that sort. So if I was to live broadcast it, then that would constitute being legal. So yeah, something I've had great debates with many people over many years, and yeah, it's always interesting. An aviation Adam, Jet2's busiest weekend, 425 flights yesterday, outbound and inbound. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. It'll be interesting to see how that goes over the summer, and if it does get busier as well. It's really interesting. Jet2 Aviator, welcome on board, mate. Great to have you with us. Swamp 15 just discovered your channel. Newcastle Local 2, fantastic, mate. Welcome on board. Mark Barrett, pretty stupid law regarding the ATC. It is, but I think the whole idea of it was to protect pilots and controllers, especially if there was any miscommunication, but the actual law itself was to do with, when I did my research into it, the whole aim of it was to stop people from transmitting pirated radio shows and so on. You know, if you consider how it's changed in 44 years, you know, with digital and everything in that time, it is completely outdated. But that's the law it is based on, and yeah, as such, you've got to have a degree of understanding with it. But it's pretty, you know, it's pretty daft, especially when you consider the United States and a lot of places in Europe don't have such things. But you've just got to respect it. Right, here comes the Jet2 737-800 from Palma de Mallorca, landing on runway 25. Like I said before, for those of you who weren't tuned in, we've got a little bit of a crosswind here in Newcastle, nothing major, but just makes the movements a little bit more interesting. You can see there's quite a bit of heat haze as well, just due to the temperature at the moment. Temperature's about 24, 25 degrees. There we go, and that's a Jet2 down. I imagine they're going to make the high-speed exit at Bravo. Jet2 crews do have a tendency to use all of the runway, and then certain days they do use the high-speed exits. It does seem to be very off and on. I think it was one live stream we did a couple of years ago, and every single Jet2 rolled to the end of the runway. There wasn't a single one that vacated via the high-speed exit, and it wasn't due to there being a problem with the high-speed exit, it was just they used all the runway. British Airways, EasyJet, all the other airlines were using the high-speed, but nope, Jet2 was using both ends of the runway, and I'm sure it was not long after there was an incident where there was a runway, there was a discrepancy on the, let me get it right, was it the landing runway distance or something like that? It was only a few months after that, and all the Jet2s just seem to be using the full length of the runway, which when you've got 12 flights landing kind of stands out. Right, there's the Jet2 taxi. Just zoom in. I think that one's Golf Juliet Hotel Sierra from PALMA. And just taxi into the gate. We're going to have a whole deluge of inbounds coming in about the next hour and a half. Again, we're just waiting for that Ryanair to PAPHOS, which is going to be departing. And also we'll have a KLM Embraer 190 to Amsterdam departing. VistaJet Bombardier Global as well. So there's still a few good movements to come this afternoon, folks, and like I say, keep your comments coming. As soon as this Jet2's taxied onto the stand, I'll try and answer some of your comments and questions and so on. As you can see, Jet2's just up to the north side of here. Yeah, it is nice to have a little change of traffic. I can see there's about 150 of you all tuned in at the moment. It's great to have you all with us. Welcome on board. And we're going to be live for about another 2 hours, so please feel free to stay on board. Plenty of activity still to come. Chris Kennedy, regarding any radio broadcast not intended for public consumption, yeah. Gary Bryan, have the airport ever said why they closed the viewing space? You'd think it would have a nice income generator. Even Teesside has, yeah, I know, that's the crazy thing. I know that the likes of the mayor there, Ben Hutchin, has, you know, made a great deal out of the regeneration of the airport and bringing it back to what it used to be, and, you know, fair play. But, you know, there is no real reason other than the airport always likes to quote terrorism. You know, they always like to say, you know, this, that and the other. But unfortunately, it's, you know, there is no desire to make... I don't understand why, but there doesn't seem to be any desire to make a public facility more public. You know, I go to any other European airport and you always get a good viewing area in these places. It's only in the UK we seem to have this, places in the UK, we seem to have this thing about keeping people away from the airports for some reason. But yeah, and it always seems to be based on some false notion that the fewer people you have around the airport, then the less problems you're going to have, when in fact, especially plane spotters and enthusiasts can actually enhance your security, as some airports have shown by having specific plane spotting groups and so on, they can actually make a big difference in noticing any anomalies or anything that's different, or you know, perhaps individuals behaving in an untoward way near the perimeter. So you know, I don't think there's any, in answer to your question, I don't think there's any real reason, but they'll quote as many things and say it's security related, etc. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Your friend was on the PAPHOS a few weeks back. She called in a standby due to crew issues, so they were 2 hours delayed. It's a pain, that, mate. Absolute pain. It's every airline seems to be having issues with crewing and cabin crew shortages, pilot shortages, and trying to get as many as possible as trained is a never-ending issue. But yeah, fairly sure you remember them announcing plans for one back in 2016. Obviously, yeah, nothing came of it, mate. They basically announced a brand new public viewing area, which would have been over by the old tower. However, that was subject to an investor jumping on board, putting up the money for it to be changed. Ultimately, nothing came of that, and you know, that's 6 years ago now. So nothing's changed in 6 years, and ultimately nothing looks like it's going to change in the near future, which is a shame when you consider the likes of Manchester Airport, Teesside, and many others as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Josh Burke, apparently there's a 787 at Newcastle. No 787s expected today, mate. I think there's a Cancun flight. I think there's a flight to Cancun tomorrow, but I don't think we're expecting any Dreamliners today. There's nothing on my schedule there anyway, for one. But as nice as it would be to see, we've got plenty of Jet2s coming in though, so that should be good. John Kenneth Williams, good afternoon from Teesside. Great to have you on board, mate. Welcome on board. Same for the poor smokers, no smoking area until Europe. I wouldn't class smoking as a necessity. Plane spotting might be. But yeah. And Neil Smith, good afternoon. Yeah, doing very well, thanks, mate. Doing very well. Come back on August the 10th on the BA flight in the afternoon. Happy days, mate. Happy days. I wasn't meant to be flying this next week, but I'm now flying on Wednesday across to Norway and then back on Thursday. So yeah, we should have some content coming from Norway, and who knows, maybe even a live stream from Norway. Who fancies that? A live stream from Stavanger Airport or Bergen Airport? Be something a little bit different. But yeah. And Avgeek Mel has just shared the live stream on Twitter. Thank you so much, Mel. That's really appreciated. Thank you so much. Hope you're keeping well. Hope everyone's having a lovely Sunday afternoon. Like I say, it's nice and warm, a little bit breezy outside, but still warm and sunny nonetheless. Yeah, I'm just having a look on Flight Radar 24. The KLM Embraer, which is departing to Amsterdam, has just pushed back. So that'll be taxiing in just a moment. So if you stay with us, you'll see the KLM departing shortly. And the next batch of arrivals, I'm just trying to see when the next arrival is. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got, I think we've got nearly 10 We've got about 10 Jet2s. 10 Jet2s due in around then. So yeah, that's going to be good. And Steve Marchant, thumbs up. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Manchester didn't care about us when they built the ugly private terminal. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. Heelsdeng one. That was, to be honest with you, I don't actually like the, you know, unpopular opinion. Sorry, but I don't actually like the aviation viewing park at Manchester. I used to years ago, but I've just felt in more recent years it's become more and more like commercialised, and yeah, even just likes of what you said about them building the new business jet and everything, you know, the hangar and everything next to it. It just didn't, yeah, it didn't seem very nice, and it just kind of spoilt things. But yeah, I think things, to me, my idea of going plane spotting is just going somewhere where there's a little mound. I can go park my car, get the tripod set up, and just spend a quiet afternoon doing a bit of filming and photography. But you know, unfortunately, there's not a lot of places like that you can do unless you're prepared to pay or whatever. But you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. Bergen has the nicer backdrop. Stavanger is flat and treeless. Right. Yeah, well, we might try Bergen. The only thing is, I'm only in Bergen for about 5 or 6 hours. That's the time I'll have to film anyway. So yeah, we'll have to play it by ear and see how it goes. But Stavanger, I think I've got a bit more time there. Alex Aviation, good afternoon, mate. Great to have you on board with us. Welcome. We've actually got a whole load of arrivals due in soon. We've got Loganair's Embraer 145 Sierra Alpha Juliet Kilo from Stavanger, Jet2 738 Golf Golf Delta Foxtrot Sierra from Dubrovnik, Jet2 737-800 Golf Juliet Zulu Bravo Golf from Girona, TUI 737 Max from Mahon. What else have we got? Another Jet2 from Alicante, another one from Ibiza, another one from Mallorca, another one from Malaga, another one from FARO. Then we've got EasyJet A319 Echo Zulu Delta Kilo coming from Belfast. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of movements coming in the next hour. KLM Embraer 190 just taxiing in front of us there. And flying back to Amsterdam Schiphol. And the VistaJet is due to depart, well, actually it should have departed 20 minutes ago, so stick around and we'll see another Bombardier Global depart, and that'll be good. So there's the KLM taxiing anyway. Yeah, to be honest with you, I prefer Johnny72. I prefer the south side of Manchester Airport. I remember the first time I went there, and you know, just found a nice little grassy spot on a quiet hill, and just spent the whole day there with a couple of friends. And yeah, the south side's much nicer. But again, there's very little in terms of actual parking unless you're going along to the hotel, whose name I have forgotten. Is it the Radisson? No, I can't remember which hotel it is, but they do have paid for parking there, and then you can just walk along into the reserve, or if you want to bottom your car out, you can always do it at the side as well. But yeah. Yeah, they do. They're absolutely true. Although, to be honest, I would say a lot of the rubbish is not caused by plane spotters. I think a lot of that is... I was there a couple of times in the evenings where you had a whole load of young ones meet up, parked just off the roundabout there at the south side of the airport, and literally just did nothing but sit around, you know, drinking all sorts and you know, throwing the rubbish around. So I wouldn't put that down to people who are there. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's down to those who are plane spotting. But yeah, Dylan McTurk, you're on the first off's on the Jet2 to Dalaman at 3:20 if you're still around. As long as you don't, if you get a slot delay to Dalaman, Dylan, I might not make it. But if you do manage to get out within 10 to 15 minutes of 3:20, I should manage to get you departing. Just I've got work at 5 o'clock, so I'll have to head away from here at about 3:30. So yeah, if you can get out of here on time without a slot delay, then certainly I will do my very best to get you departing, mate. No problem at all. Great to have you on the live stream as well, mate. Hope you have a good flight this afternoon. Good for departures in the morning, yes it is, especially when you get the spool ups and everything on runway 23 left. It's a fantastic spot. It's Virgin Atlantic 747s, with the engine spooling up, and Emirates A380 as well. Oh, there's nothing better. And John Lloyd, good afternoon from Glynis, and Stuart watching from Hortonley Spring. Great to have you on board with us. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday afternoon. Welcome to the live stream. So here we've got KLM's Embraer 190 heading back down to the Netherlands, down to Amsterdam, and this is them just departing. I'm just going to film it. And just an interesting note, the Ryanair front door has just been opened, so it doesn't look like they'll be going to Paphos anytime soon. But yeah, the front door's just opened on that. But crew looked like they were all on board, and the passengers looked like they were all on board, but yeah. Also folks, just want to make a note, the live stream might go off at some point. The phone is getting quite hot, the battery's getting quite hot, just with the temperature going up a little bit, so the live stream may cut out momentarily, but if it does, then we'll try and get back online as soon as possible. But yeah, that's just one thing to be aware of. Unfortunately, it doesn't deal with hot air temperatures that well, so even the camcorder battery's getting quite hot now, so yeah. Crew have already deboarded the TUI Airways 738, and someone just went on board the Ryanair, so I'm not sure if not sure what they're doing there. You can see we've got just over 200 of you tuned in this afternoon. Great to have you all on board. Hope you're all having a lovely Sunday afternoon. Yeah, the pub. Yeah, that's the one I meant. Hillsdeng one. That's the one I meant. But yeah, I've got to say the south side of Manchester is great. It is really nice. You'll be super nice to ATC, Dylan. Yeah, if I were you, I'd get on 119.7 now and start grovelling for a nice early slot. The E-jets go up like rockets. They do indeed, Wayne. Yeah, they're super quick. A bit like the A320 Neo and the A321 Neo. They don't really need that much runway, and they're up like a rocket. Did you see Embraer announced the E-jet freighter? Yes, I did. I read about that in the recent Airliner World magazine. I think it's Nordic Aviation Capital who are going to get the first ones. But yeah, I did read about that. It's going to be great. Got the VistaJet Global, which is just taxiing now, folks. That's just heading down. See you later on. Take care of yourself. The VistaJet is just taxiing there, and that's going to be heading. I think it's flying down to London Stansted. It came in from Stansted, but I'm not sure where it's going out to. So yeah, we've got a VistaJet just taxiing there. I'm going to have a quick look on flight radar just to see where it's going to. According to this, it is. What does it say on flight radar? FARO. Alright, so this one is flying to Portugal, down to the Algarve, down to FARO. So it's just backtracking down the runway. It arrived from London Stansted, but it's departing down to the Algarve, that's right. We've also got two Jet2 737s which are less than 10 minutes away. They're both very close to each other, so we've got them coming in shortly. And the Ryanair to Paphos looks like it's going to be quite heavily delayed. By the looks of it. Should have been 125, it's 150, and it's still, they've still got the door. Actually, they've just opened the rear door as well, so not too sure what's going on there. But either way, the Ryanair to Paphos isn't going anytime soon. We'll have to change the camcorder battery in about 10 minutes, folks, just because of the temperature, because of the heat. Just because of that, it's not the greatest. It does tend to drain the battery out, especially when it's warm like this. So yeah, thankfully the sun's just gone in. It's a little bit shady now, but again, please don't be surprised if the live stream goes off momentarily, because this phone does not handle the heat well, it doesn't handle the cold well, and it's still working at the moment, so I shouldn't complain, but it has a little bit of a bad history, let's just put it that way. Dalaman will be Bravo Golf from Girona, delayed until 3:21, currently over T-side, so 18 minutes. Thanks very much, Chris. Cheers, mate. Yeah, we'll just try and stick around till about probably 3:30ish, and then we'll head away at 3:30. It's like I say, I've got work this evening at 5 o'clock, so yeah. Looks like they're all getting in on the freighter action. Seen plans for a Dash 8 freighter. Yeah, there's lots and lots of different ones now. 737-800. Doesn't seem like 2 minutes ago since ASL Airlines got their first one, and West Atlantic have got one, and lots of different airlines have got them. But yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see so many being reused as freighters, because you know, we've still got 737-400s and 300s in action, but you know, ultimately the newer ones burn less fuel, they can carry more cargo, and you know, just better all-round aircraft. So just makes sense, to be honest. And I can see there's about 250 of you tuned in for this VistaJet about to depart. It's lovely to have you with us. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the live stream. It's great to have you with us. Hope you're having a great Sunday afternoon. Luke Moulds, good morning, watching live from New Zealand. Just subscribed to the channel, 12:44 AM Monday morning. Wow, great to have you on board, Luke. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for subscribing as well. It's great to have you with us. It's hard to believe it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here on the other side of the world. Here goes the VistaJet heading down to Portugal. Up and away. There we go, and that's a VistaJet just departed. So next we've got the two Jet2 737-800s, which are just about to just having a look. I can still... Oh, is that the crew just boarding? Oh, they've just... Oh, dear me. Oh, it looks like they're going to be well delayed then. Yeah, it looks like, contrary to what I believed, I thought the crew had just changed there and then, and the new crew was on board and the passengers were on board, because when I first got here, the front door was open, then the front door closed, and the navigation lights were still on. So I assumed that with the Zadar arrival coming in from Croatia, they'd done the turnaround, got the new crew on board, got the passengers on board, and were ready to go. And I thought, right, fair enough, because it was a 1:20 departure. We're now just approaching 2 o'clock, and it looks like, because the rear door has just opened, the stairs were still attached, which should have given me a clue, and the crew have only just got on board. So that plane should have departed 30 minutes ago, and the crew are only just getting on now. So it's still going to be probably another 30 minutes till boarding's complete and they're ready to go, and because of the delay they're probably going to get a slot. So yeah, not good. I've actually got a friend who's coming back on this flight later on this evening, so yeah, I imagine it's going to be a little bit of a delay, just a little bit. And Paul Eddy, yes, I've seen that, mate. Thanks for your message. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. And yep, his aircraft is the next to land. Spitfire RF100, good afternoon, mate. Great to have you with us. Lovely to have you on board the live stream, mate. How are you doing? Sat in the crew room with your Gregs. Well, you can't go wrong with a good old Gregs. It's one of the highlights whenever I fly back to Newcastle. You go through arrivals, you check to your right hand side to see how much of a queue there is, and then just head straight into Greg's, sausage roll, custard fudge donut, and a nice cup of tea or latte, whatever you fancy. You cannot beat it. Honestly, you cannot beat it. Your phone sounds a lot like the Metro. No matter what the weather is, it never works. That is actually true, you know. That is actually true. Talking of trains, I really don't want to talk about trains, actually. It's making me feel a little bit depressed, but with flying on Wednesday, part of my return, well, part of my like getting here to the airport for next week involves getting a train. As of today, I've still not received any word to say that my train has been cancelled. So I'm hoping that it still goes ahead. It is a cross-country one, it's not an LNER one, and LNER are going on strike this coming week. So I was checking the I never do this because honestly I try and avoid using trains. I love using them, but I just try and avoid using trains. I'd rather fly than get a train, in all honesty. So anyway, I've been looking at the timetables, seeing which ones are operating, blah blah blah, and like I say, I've got 2 trains booked for this next week for the little trip to Norway I'm doing, and I'm still worried that one day it's just going to be, you know, I'm going to get an email between now and when I fly in the next week, and it's going to be a case of, right, you know, we're sorry to inform you, your train has been cancelled, blah blah blah. But yeah, so I'm having to find contingency plans, because obviously no trip is really a good trip unless you have a contingency plan. Right, you should see 2 Jet2s on the approach just there. Yeah, there we go. Got 1 Jet2 on the ILS, and then we've got the second Jet2 just tucking in behind the first one. There we go. So there's 1 and 2 on the approach. I know there's a bit of heat haze and it's a bit blurry and wobbly, but you know, it's as good as it's gonna get. Biggest aircraft we have is the A380, which can't be. I think the A380, there was talk of it a few years ago. I mean, when Airbus first launched it, UPS and FedEx were interested as customers. In fact, I'm sure UPS actually had an order for the A380 freighter, but that never happened. But yeah, and then obviously with the pandemic, you had a big aircraft capable of carrying a lot of cargo, but again, the demand just isn't there for that kind of aircraft, so it's a bit of a shame. Right, here comes the Jet2. Let's see if it rolls all the way at the end of the runway. A little bit of a crosswind, as you can see. And bang on the markers. Beautiful. Well, I've just got a battery warning light, folks, on the camcorder, so I'm going to have to change the battery in just a moment. Is he going to go full length? Now, stomp on the brakes, come on, you can do it. Way aye. There you go. It's amazing what you can do in a 737 with auto brake 3, full reverse thrust, and then a little tap of manual braking just at the very end. Anything is possible. Right, that's the Jet2 vacated. I am going to change the battery in just a moment though, folks. The live stream will go off and then come back on within just a minute or two. We want to continue filming all the movements this afternoon. Next Jet2 is just on about 5 mile final there at the moment. It's not too far out. Some of you might ask, why do I use manual focus when I'm zooming in on the approach shots? And the reason is because on days like today, when you get a high temperature outside, which causes the heat haze, it poses a few challenges for the autofocus. So the autofocus has a tendency to keep trying to focus itself, and so it creates more of a blurry image. So by manually focusing it, you get a clearer image and a more stable image at that, without the autofocus having to constantly readjust itself. So yeah. Yep, I was right about the Ryanair. You can see the passengers are actually just about aboard it now, so they are going to be running a little bit late to Cyprus, unfortunately, but yeah, not to worry. Right, here comes the next Jet2. Being spoilt with movements this afternoon. It's nice and busy. Here comes the next one. Again, I mentioned these all earlier, so I can't remember exactly from where each one of them is. And oh, just a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa! See that crosswind there? Just went ever so slightly off to the left of the centre line there. Dear me. I'm going to guess this is going to be an end of the runway one, is it? Or we're going to get it off the high speed exit? No, we're going to take that right the way down to the end of the runway. Yeah. Like I say, the wind is only about 30 degrees off the centre line, about 14 to 16 knots. You can feel the odd occasional gust, which is why you do see some interesting landings. Right folks, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to change the battery now because the battery is about to die, so just bear with me for 2 minutes. Right, changing the battery now folks, so the live stream will go off and then on again. Just 1 second. Okie dokie, and we're back again. So that one is Golf Delta Foxtrot X-ray. Like I say, that was a bit of an interesting one there. Stabilised approach criteria met. Continue the approach, and Bob's your uncle. Right, I'll get back into the comments section, folks. I'm sorry if I've missed any of your comments and messages. Just when we get a bit of traffic like that, I try and focus on filming then. But yeah, I can still see there's over 200 of you tuned in at the moment, so great to have you all. Great to have you all with us. Good afternoon from a drizzly Yorkshire, James. Good afternoon, mate. Great to have you with us. I say it's lovely and bright and sunny up here in the northeast. So, although it is meant to get worse. We are meant to get a few showers later on. And Joanne, welcome to the live stream. Structure of the desk isn't right, would require heavy modifications. Also, logistical problem, loading. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, it doesn't lend, the A380 that is, it doesn't lend itself to like big pallets and so on, or containers. So yeah, that's a key problem with the A380. But yeah. Jason Brown, Newcastle, fine airport. Did a lot of your flight training at the old Aero Club? Yes, the old Aero Club down the south side, next to the Jill Airways hangar. It's all changed nowadays. And Wayne, you watched a SmartLynx A320 on a Gatwick live stream completely miss its mark on Thursday. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. See, it's funny because a lot of people hate landings and hate takeoffs, you know, as passengers. And I don't understand why. Landing and takeoffs are, well, for me anyway, it's my favourite part of the flight. You know, it's where the fun stuff happens. Cruising along at 38,000 feet is lovely, but the landings and takeoffs are really, really fun. Queue for the Gregs was 30 deep at 3 o'clock on Friday morning. I'm surprised it was open then. I thought they were only open till like 12 or something. Oh, must have changed. Trying to land on VATSIM and watch this. That is what you call multitasking, Paul. Multitasking at its very best. Trying to land on flight sim and then watch a live stream. Hat off to you, mate. Well done. Ferry Hill Train Spotter, welcome to the live stream, mate. Great to have you with us. I hope you're having a great afternoon, mate. Right, the next, let's see when our next arrival is due. So we've got Jet2 from Alicante coming in shortly. Got a Loganair from Stavanger. We've got, in the next 20 minutes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 arrivals in the next 20 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4 Jet2s, 1 Loganair, 1 2E737 Max, 1 EasyJet A319. Then we'll have another EasyJet A320 coming in from Bristol. So yeah, there's lots of action to come. I'm actually quite pleased that we've just got a quick break for a minute, which is nice. But as you can see, that Ryanair's still just boarding there, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon. There's also a 2E 737-800 from FARO, which is en route. Surprisingly at 40,000 feet, so mustn't have many passengers on board. And well to the left of the centre line, luckily, Gatwick. Yeah, exactly, it's got a wide runway. They're even talking of shifting the existing runway 26 left. They're looking to shift that a bit further to the left hand side so they can utilise 26 right simultaneously. That was in the works about 3 years ago, but as of today there's still doesn't seem to be any progress there. But the whole idea is shift the existing runway a bit further to the south, and that'll give them enough clearance to operate simultaneous landings and takeoffs without any issue. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. And Alexandre, hello from Belgium. Thank you very much, mate. Nice spot. Yeah, like I say, we'll have some more traffic in just a few minutes, mate. So bear with us. Better late than never. Absolutely. Well, we're going to be live for another hour, so you know, stick around, mate, and we'll have plenty more activity. So we've got those. Got the dispatcher of the TUI that's just waiting there. We've got the Ryanair, which looks like it's nearly finished boarding, and then we've got these inbounds which will be landing in just a few moments. So yeah, it's all good. Big queue at the TUI desks. Ah, right. It's 24 hours now. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Handy to know as well. It makes sense though, because the airport has that many people coming and going every day, especially early in the morning. It's kind of a necessity to have somewhere where you can just get a bite to eat and a bite to drink. So that's good. That's really good. Just found out your friend's actually crowing that Ryanair as well. Oh dear. It's not a bad thing, mate. It's not a bad thing. It's always good to keep tabs. Kay Turner, happy Sunday from a drizzly, windswept Wales. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you very much, Kay. That's very, very kind of you. Appreciate that. And I hope it brightens up where you are. And yeah, it's like I say, it's unusual because there were heavy showers forecast for this afternoon, but at the moment it looks like they're all kind of just passing over as thick clouds rather than falling as rain. So yeah, it's quite a nice afternoon, to be honest. And subscribe. Thank you, Chris. Cheers, mate. Yeah, the thing is with London City, Wayne, London City have been wanting to expand their hours of operation for quite a few years now, but I don't think it's going to happen. But then on the other hand, no one thought that the airport would actually get a parallel taxiway and all of that extra capacity that a parallel taxiway brings. So, you know, there is a chance in the future that you know, the airport could extend its operating hours and get even more flights and more airlines, and yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. Never say never. I mean, it's quite a thought, but you know, if you compare a year ago how many flights were operating and to which countries as well, you know, just compare how that's changed till up until today. You know, we're now back to near normal levels of traffic, and you know, the airport here has just passed 2 million passengers last week here at Newcastle for this year, which puts the airport, especially given how many passengers are expected for the summer season, you know, it almost puts the airport back to a 2019 level. And with, I think it was the passenger numbers last month or the month before, actually exceeded passenger numbers in 2019. So, you know, it's pretty incredible, especially when you consider, you know, we lost Thomas Cook with the A321s, we lost EasyJet with their A320 and A319s. So, you know, it's pretty impressive to see how the airport is doing. It's really good. Thank you all very much for the kind comments in the live chat as well, folks. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much. Just having a quick look on Flight Radar. Our first arrival is going to be an EasyJet coming in from Belfast. I'm just seeing if we can see any overhead movements, because there's a DHL which is just about to fly over, so I was just thinking we could maybe, if I can see it, we'll try and get an overhead shot. But the problem is the sun is just right at the wrong angle. Yeah, there's a DHL, I think it's an A330. Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. DHL A332. Oh, I lost it. To Cincinnati. It's so hard to see with oh, it's disappeared behind the cloud. Yeah, you can see the contrail there. We just picked it up the first half, but because of where I'm pointing the camcorder, the sun's right in my eyes, so it's, yeah, nearly impossible to see. But yeah, that was a DHL. DHL anyway. I hope you managed to see that. If there's any other good overhead movements which are going to fly directly over Newcastle, if you could let me know in the live stream chat, and I'll try and get them. It is, oh my goodness, that sun's bright. It is a little bit clear overhead, so I can just see in between the clouds. So if there's anything flying overhead, we can try and see that as well. But once again, big welcome to each and every one of you who's on the live stream. It's lovely to have you with us. Just seeing what we've got going overhead. There's not that many going overhead, is there? No, there's a couple earlier on, but there's a Norwegian 737-800 which is going over, and there's also the EasyJet. Sorry, mate. There's also the EasyJet coming in from Belfast as well. So there is. I'm just looking to see if I can see that Norwegian, but I don't think contrail is going to be visible. Right, it looks like the Loganair is actually going to be first to land, so Loganair's just at about 5,000 feet, about to intercept the ILS for runway 25. Weighing your gut feeling with London City is money talks with financial district bankers. Yeah, that is absolutely true, mate. Plus, the other side is that, you know, in terms of local opposition, you know, it's not really struggling there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Terminal was way busier last week than it was in May. That's good. That's really, really good. And to be honest, that trend just needs to continue for a little bit as well. You know, if that continues, it's going to be even better in you know, next year for 2023. So all of them are positive signs anyway, folks. Chris Bowes, hello from Manchester. Great to have you on board, mate. Yeah, I've seen that the Bristol flight is running a little bit late. The first EasyJet is just about to land from Belfast, and then the Bristol one will follow later, but you're right there, it is running a little bit late at the moment. So it looks like the passengers are just getting on board that 2E737 over there. Yep, it looks like boarding has commenced on the 737-800, which is great. And just over in the far distance, on the approach to runway 25, I can see the Loganair Embraer is just turning final. Then off to the south side of the airport, we've got another couple of inbounds which are just about to turn onto the final approach as well. So we've got about, like I say, we've got about 5-6 planes which will be landing within the next 10 to 20 minutes. So stay tuned, keep them on flight radar, and tune in on the channel here, and you'll see them land. Front door of that Ryanair is now closed. It's just about an hour after it was meant to depart. Should I say just under an hour since it was due to depart. And it does look as if they're almost ready to go. So yeah, that's good. Actually, I may have I got this wrong? No, no, I'm right. It looks like, yeah, the Loganair's first, Jet2's number 2, EasyJet's number 3, and the next Jet2 is going to be yeah, the other Jet2 is going to be number 3. Yeah, I got that right. That's okay. So we're just going to pan over to the approach, folks. The Loganair is just about to land. And yeah, the Loganairs do tend to drop off flight radar quite early on. Their ADS-B is not as good. Some of the newer generation of aircraft, but they are getting on a little bit now. I'm just going to change focus mode, folks. And there's the Embraer 145 arriving from Stavanger in Norway. I'm sorry about the heat haze, but unfortunately it's warmer than I thought it was going to be, so thus we've got a little bit of heat haze to deal with. That's Golf Sierra Alpha Juliet Kilo all the way from Norway. It's not really a long flight from here to Norway. It's just about an hour and 10 minutes. straight across the North Sea. Newcastle Airport posted an interesting one on Facebook last week. I think it was about the first ever flight from Newcastle to Norway. It was nearly 100 years ago or 80 years ago that the first ever flight from Newcastle to Norway took place. And you know, all those years later, and guess what, the route is still in operation. That vital connection from the northeast across to Norway is still going strong even today. So it's pretty impressive, and it is a great connection to have. So recently, in the last couple of months, Loganair restarted their flights to Stavanger and also to Bergen, two popular routes, and they were meant to start one from Inverness to Oslo, but that seems to have been knocked on the head, I assume due to probably low demand. So yeah. Right, that's the Loganair down and taxiing along to the stand. We'll pan back to the approach now, and we've got Jet2 737-800 on the approach. And that's it just there. And also got EasyJet and another Jet2 just coming in behind there. So we've got a few just coming in there. Nice and busy this afternoon. I'm not sure if that's the EasyJet behind or the Jet2 behind. I'm assuming it's the Jet2, but we'll find out in a minute. I say we've still got a bit of a 30-degree crosswind off from the left hand side at about 15 knots, so still a little bit strong. Beautiful, nicely done. And unsurprisingly, it is going right to the far end of the runway. Like I said earlier on, the Jet2s do have a bit of a tendency to use all of the runway, so yeah, it's not a surprise. How busy does Newcastle's Emirates flight? Is it daily? Crisp hours. It used to be daily before the pandemic, and then it's changed. It's now 5 times per week. It was 4 times per week, but it's just increased to 5. So it is, it is slowly getting back to the pre-pandemic frequencies, but slowly little bit by bit. Then just over by the side, folks, we've got Ryanair's 737-800 is just pushing back there. That's just pushing back, and then we've got the next arrival, which is just a couple of minutes out. There's the Jet2 just taxiing in. Yep, hopefully it does go back to daily. Hopefully it does. That would be great if it did. So we've got the next 2 arrivals just on final approach there. Pan back to them in a second. Looks like the Ryanair's being pushed back onto stand 25, which is is the naughty stand. It's where you get to go and patiently wait if you've got a slot delay. So you know, if you're running a little bit late and you're given a slot, usually just to free up the stand, the tower will give you an option to push and park, and that's the naughty stand. So right, here's the EasyJet A319 Golf Echo Zulu Delta Kilo, which is arriving all the way from Northern Ireland from Belfast Aldergrove Airport. Nicely done. That's EasyJet on the ground there. And the next Jet2 is on the approach. It's just about 4 or 5 miles away, and it looks like, yes it is, looks like this EasyJet's running all the way down to the end of the runway as well. There we have it, Golf Echo Zulu Delta Kilo. It's always been a regular bird here at Newcastle. In fact, it was once based here as well, that particular aircraft, and yeah, it's had quite a history here with Newcastle. Right, let's pan back to the approach, and we've got our next arrival that's just coming in. As you can see, the stands are filling up a little bit now. It's getting a little bit busy. And the Belfast flight usually parks on stand number 1 or number 2. So now we'll just pan back over to the approach. And here's the next Jet2 coming in. Bit of a solid one. Looks like one of the looks like one of the landing lights isn't working at the back. It's quite interesting actually. There must be having problems with stands already, because the EasyJet flight to Belfast has just pulled in onto stand 5 or 6, I believe. 3, 4, yeah, stand 6. Usually it goes on to stand 2, so you can tell how many aircraft they're expecting by just by that. The next arrival is just on the approach as well. I can see it's just established there. So yeah, it's rush hour here at Newcastle. I'll try and get back to any of your comments and questions in the live chat shortly, folks. Like I say, we'll just focus on the action for now. Got Golf Kilo India Oscar November citation just there, backtracking down the runway. And whilst they're backtracking down the runway, we've got another aircraft that's just established there. I think that's another Jet2 or 73, Jet2 or 2E 737. But Kilo India Oscar November is just backtracking there. Like I say, it's getting nice and busy now. Yep, he's vacating there. He's vacating the runway there and going to taxi at runway 25 just as well, because that other traffic is just there on final. So we've got traffic on final there and traffic vacating the runway. That's a citation clear of the runway now. This looks like we've got another Jet2 737-800. Again, you can see that crosswind's making the conditions a little bit tricky. Beautiful. Nice flare. Very nice. Right, I'll just try and get back to some of your comments, folks. I can see we've got another aeroplane that's just turned on to final. Another one coming in. Got twice daily at Manchester with 380s. Yeah, that's one thing we're never going to get at Newcastle an A380, but can but hope one day. Means you'll be out before the scrum next time. Yeah. Runway Collin County, beautiful airport. Hello from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Runway Collin, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you with us, and hello from the northeast of the UK. It's great to have you with us. Pete and Shell. Hello, good afternoon, welcome on board. It's lovely to have you. Aviation Adam, Delta Romeo Tango Lima with the missing landing light has LEDs, so it doesn't need the retractables in theory. Right. That's interesting. Very interesting. Right, citation's just about to depart. Golf Kilo India Oscar November. I think it's going down to Manchester. It's rush hour at Birmingham as well, Jack. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Interesting news from Farnborough. EasyJet placed a further large order for A320 Neos. Very good. Very good. Finally, an early live stream. We'll get to see a lot of planes. Well, I hope so. We're already seeing quite a few. So, yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit busier than in the evenings, anyway, which is something. But again, I can see there's still 200 of you all tuned in and watching, so a big hello to each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, it's nice of you to tune in and you know, do consider subscribing, and try and do this more often. Now that is a classic signature 2.5 shot which I so miss, and that is an aircraft departing whilst you can see the aircraft arriving in the background. So here we can see I think it's a TUI Airways 737 MAX, Tango Uniform Mike Juliet, and going to be interesting to see how they deal with the crosswind. Very nicely done. I was thinking that was a I was thinking that was going to be a go-round at one point there. That was great. That was really good. And this is one of our based Boeing 737 MAX 8s from TUI Airways. At one point a few weeks ago we did have two of them based here, but at the moment we've just got the one. a normal 737-800s, but yeah, the Max has proven itself to be, you know, a good plane, good, just like it was promised it was going to be. So have been some minor technical issues with some of the ones like Ryanair's and a few others, but very minor technical issues overall compared to the sort of problems the aircraft had beforehand, which nobody really knew about. So it's good to see the aircraft doing well anyway. That's the crew vacated via Bravo, and just on the high-speed exit there, as you can see, the reg, Tango Uniform Mike Juliet. And again, I'm sorry for the heat haze, folks. I would have gone to another spot if I'd known the heat haze was going to be as bad as it is this afternoon. But yeah, it's TUI Airways is just taxiing slowly there. As you can see at the moment, with the number of arrivals that the airport has, it's getting very busy at the moment. So yeah, things are filling up, and I wouldn't like to be in the security queue, even though Newcastle typically does have pretty good security. But the airport is still trying to hire staff and is still trying to get people on board, but obviously it's proven itself quite difficult at the moment. I think a lot of people as well see that some of the jobs are only you know, for the summer, so which isn't ideal if you want a permanent job. You can see there's one TUI pushing back just to the left side of the screen there, and then there's obviously the one we've just seen land. So we've got another one to depart, and the Ryanair to Cyprus, which is going to depart in just a second. Pan back to the approach, and we've got another, what have we got this time? Another Jet2 landing. Yep. Another Jet2 737-800 coming in. Very nicely done. Very, very nice. Then we've got another one just on the approach there in the background. I can see there's another one just on the ILS, runway 25. Keith Wheeler, good afternoon, welcome on board. Hoping we can get some of the 60 A321 Neos Jet2 has on order. Yeah, I hope so, mate. I hope so. It's impressive to see how big Jet2 are now compared to a few years ago. I mean, Jet2 have always had, you know, they used to have a lot of 737-300 freighters and 800s and all sorts, but they're really expanded now. It's impressive to see. It's really impressive to see. And our weather looks a little better. Yeah, John, it's still warm. As you can see from the heat haze, it's still very, very warm, but nothing compared to what it was last week. I mean, last week was a real scorcher. I've never known heat quite like it, especially up north. I've had that kind of heat, you know, high 30s, low 40s. I've had that before in Malta and in the Canaries, but I've never had it up here. And the problem was, because we didn't really have much wind for both of those days, it was very humid as well, which made it quite difficult. But yeah, it's definitely better than it was last week. We've got another TUI which is just pushing back there. So we've got 3 departures going out in the next few minutes, and it's busy, busy, busy. It's a busy afternoon. Runway Colin, your dad's a Newcastle football fan. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Yeah, there's the team looks like it might do quite well this season as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's nice to know he follows Newcastle United. Got the Newcastle Airport, one of the Panther fire vehicles just Fire trucks just going along there, holding short of the runway. And again, we've got lots and lots of activity. We've got one taxiing into the stand. We've got, you know, three TUI tails over there. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, it's busy, really busy. And we've got another one that's just about to land now, folks. So we're just going to pan back to the approach. He looks just slightly right of centre line. Just side slipped it in there nicely. And down. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. For those of you who've seen lots of my footage over the years, you'll know that it's, you know, when you get a nice strong crosswind, this this view is pretty impressive, because watching the aircraft battle in the crosswind is really amazing. So yeah, it's pretty good. So that's another Jet2 safely down despite the wind. Jet2 time in every UK airport. It is indeed, Paul. It is indeed. It's Jet2 everywhere. Jet2 here, Jet2 everywhere. It's great to see. I can see we've got nearly 300 people tuned in at the moment. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. It's lovely to have you on board. And I hope you're having a lovely weekend and a good Sunday afternoon. So I'm just having a look on flight radar to see when our next arrival is. We do have an EasyJet inbound from Belfast. And I believe another couple of Jet2s as well. But we've got three aeroplanes waiting to take off at the moment, but all of them have slot delays, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So next inbounds, we've got Eastern Airways Jetstream 41 Golf Mike Alpha Juliet Bravo from Aberdeen. That's going to be landing in about 5 minutes. Then we've got EasyJet's A320 from Bristol. That's going to be landing in about 5 minutes as well. Golf Echo Zulu Uniform Foxtrot. Then we're going to have TUI Airways 737-800 Tango Alpha Whiskey Papa. That's going to be landing in about 7 minutes. Well, not even 7 minutes, probably close at 5 minutes. So yeah, we've still got a fair bit of traffic to come, but as you can see, we've got another Jet2 that's just pushing back, so we've got 4 aircraft waiting to depart. We've got the 2 TUI 737-800s waiting at the far end. Jet2, which is pushing back there, that's waiting to go. Ryanair 737-800, again also waiting to go. So it's busy. See how many aircraft you can count. We'll start from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm pretty sure there's a 12th which is out of sight. So yeah, it is nice and busy here this afternoon. And then we'll have 3 more arriving in just a moment. I'm just seeing when Jet2 to Dalaman, because it looks like they're probably going to get a slot delay. The Jet2 tail you can see moving in the background, that is also to Paphos. So there we've got 2 flights waiting to go to Cyprus. One of the TUIs, the TUI tail that you can see on the right hand side, just nearest the Ryanair there, that one is waiting to go to Larnaca. So we've actually got 3 flights which are waiting to go to Cyprus, and they all look to have slot delays, so they aren't going anywhere soon. The TUI tail on the left hand side is going to Kos in Greece, and that seems about it, to be honest. But yeah, it doesn't look as though Dylan is going to be departing anytime soon, unfortunately. EasyJet A320 is just turning on final now, so we'll pan back to the approach in just a second. And plus the 30 plus in Gran Canaria is nice, and the sticky 20. You're absolutely right there, mate. You're absolutely right. And the fact is, you know, in other countries you expect that kind of heat. You don't expect that sort of heat and humidity, especially in this country, and especially further up north as well. But it was pretty impressive, though. It was pretty impressive. Dry heat's much more bearable, it is. Millie, you're going on holiday next Sunday with Freebird, as TUI are... Yep, they are. TUI's leasing, or they're chartering them, I should say, to operate their flights to Turkey. So yeah, I hope you have a great flight. Love a good bit of crosswind landings. Yep, me too, mate. Me too. Yeah, there's lots and lots to see. Plenty of tales to see. It's pretty cool. And Kai, hello Kai, welcome to the live stream, mate. It's great to have you with us. So the next movement is EasyJet A320. We'll pan over to that in just a second. And again, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button if you like what you see. And if you're new to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. I've been doing more of these live streams over the last few weeks, and everyone's support has really been tremendous. I just cannot thank you all enough. And we've had some real growth on the channel, which has been lovely to see. It's been really nice. So, you know, I can't thank you all enough, and we'll try and continue doing more of these live streams, because you know, it's interesting and it seems to be what everyone wants to see, so we'll try and keep them up. So the EasyJet is just a couple of miles out, so we'll pan over to that in just a second. So that Ryanair to Paphos is about an hour and 30 minutes late, and yeah, still isn't taxiing yet, so it looks like they're going to be a little while. Right, let's pan back to the approach, and we've got EasyJet's A320. Oh, that's what I meant about the autofocus. The autofocus tries to capture something it can't, and then it goes all skew with. Right, here's the EasyJet A320, Echo Zulu Uniform Foxtrot, all the way from Bristol. Beautiful, very nicely done. Oh, we've got our first Jet2, which is just taxiing. And we've got our next Jet2, which is just taxiing out to Cyprus now. So we've got two departures, which will be heading out shortly. Oh, it's so good to see the airport busy again, and traffic back to what it was. I think during 2020 and 2021 it was one of the hardest, because, you know, you had so few airlines, so few routes, countries changing their requirements every now and then, and you know, not to have that anymore is just brilliant. There's EasyJet taxiing and the Jet2 behind. That one's just heading to runway 25. And we've got the TUI Airways, which I think is to either, I think that one's to Kos in Greece. That one's just taxiing there. They got the shout of approval. So, and the next inbound is just on final approach there. I can just see the next one, which is about to land. Looks like the EasyJet is going to stand number 3, is it? Or is it 2? Yeah, it looks like they're going to stand 2, yeah. There we go, so that's EasyJet in. Now we'll pan back over to the approach. There's the TUI and Jet2 taxiing, and next we've got another TUI Airways 737-800 coming in. Very nice. And now we're going to see the first of a few departures, which will be going in the next few minutes. And first up is going to be Jet2's 737-800, which you'll see lining up just behind this TUI. See, there's over 300 of you tuned in at the moment. Very good afternoon to each and every one of you. It's lovely, lovely of you to join us. Ryanair isn't on the radar yet. Yeah, the Ryanair's presumably not started these engines. They're just sat there on the stand waiting to get going. As soon as you do see it pinging on flight radar, the engines will have been started by then. Ferry Hill. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long now. There's one TUI taxiing to depart and one that's just landed. And the one that's just landed is Tango Alpha Whiskey, Golf Tango Alpha Whiskey Papa. There we are. And you can see that crosswind there just with the windsock. It's not strong by any means, it's only about 15-16 knots, but it's still interesting. Graham, the Skiprat, welcome to the live stream, mate. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon, mate. Great to have you on board. And Robert Hadfield, Bob, welcome on board, mate. Hope you had a good afternoon car hunting. Great to have you with us. Right, here comes the Jet2, first of our departures. Very nice indeed. Very, very nice. Right, we've got the TUI, which is just patiently waiting there. I think he's going to be lining up to depart. We do have the Eastern Airways. The Eastern Airways Jetstream is actually just on final, so the Eastern Airways is going to be landing first, and then the TUI is going to depart. That's Eastern Airways Jetstream just there on the approach. So he's it's busy this afternoon. It's really busy. Just seeing, is there any coming in from Edinburgh? No, nothing coming in from Edinburgh today, Kai. And Jack Taylor, lovely to meet you as well, mate. Great to meet you too, mate. And I hope you managed to get a tripod and that sorted, mate, and hopefully get one where the head on the tripod is a bit smoother. But yeah, lovely to meet you before as well, mate. Hope you have a great afternoon. Right, here's Eastern Airways Jetstream 41. There we go, and that's it there. All the way from Aberdeen. From bonny old Scotland. I don't know if any of you in the chat there, I don't know if anyone's flown on a Jetstream 41, but they're really, really nice aircraft to fly on. I've flown on one twice, and yeah, it's very comfortable. Loud, but very comfortable. I think I prefer the Saab 340 to the Jetstream, but Jetstream is still a nice aircraft. That's the TUI Airways just holding short of runway 25 in the background. And we've still got 3 aircraft which are parked up and waiting for a slot. Like I say, it's one of our viewers who is a first officer on one of these flights is meant to be departing in the next 20 minutes, but I imagine they're probably going to get a delay of some sort, and we'll probably miss him departing, unfortunately. Right, and that's Mike Alpha Juliet Bravo taxiing there. The police helicopter has just departed as well. Probably just see it over the top of the building there. The police helicopter just quickly powered up and has departed. It looks like they are on a shaft. So Golf Papa Oscar Lima Alpha Polar. And now we've got the TUI Airways 737-800. I think this one is to Kos, which is just about to line up on runway 25. That's them just lining up there. And Janet Lowe, welcome on board as a new channel member. It's lovely to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining. And if you'd like, we have a channel members WhatsApp group where I post updates and about when we'll next be live streaming and so on, so you get to know before any of our subscribers. And if you'd like to be part of that, please message me and I'll get you added to it. Welcome on board as a channel member. Thank you for joining. Right, here comes the TUI Airways 737-800. Unfortunately, the hedges beat me to zooming in there, so yeah, not to worry. But there you go, folks, that's what we've got on the ground at the moment. Lots of Jet 2s, lots of 2Es, a couple of EasyJets, and yeah, it's busy, busy, busy. It's we've got the Ryanair and the 2E on the right hand side of the Ryanair. Both of them are waiting to depart, and then we'll have some more which will be departing in the next 30 minutes. We're only going to be live up until about 20 past, half past 3, folks, and then after that we're going to have to end the live stream, unfortunately, because I've got work this evening, so I'll have to head back to get to work, unfortunately. But yeah, Janet Lowe, big welcome as a new channel member. Thank you so much for joining. And you're watching from a rainy Winsford in Cheshire. Great. Well, I hope the weather improves for you. It was meant to be heavy showers here this afternoon, but so far we've just got, as you can see there, we've just got sort of low cloud broken here and there at the moment. So blue sky has disappeared, sadly, but yeah, other than that, it's a beautiful day. Pete and Shell, have I flown in a helicopter? Yes, I flew in a helicopter nearly 10 years ago now. It'll be 10 years ago next year. I flew with Northumbria Helicopters in the Robinson R44 in 2013. And it was very, very kind. The owner at the time of Northumbria Helis basically got in touch with me. They knew I'd been wanting to get on board one of their helicopter flights, and I think it was a Friday, and I got the message on the Friday saying if I was free on the Saturday, would I like to go for a flight down over Sunderland and then back to Newcastle Airport. And of course, you know, not one to turn down an opportunity. I said yes, came down to the airport and flew from here down to the Nissan plant down at Sunderland, and then came back up, landed here at Newcastle, and that was my first flight in a helicopter. Unfortunately, the quality of the footage wasn't that good, so it wasn't worth uploading to YouTube. Just the quality was really, really bad, the camcorder I had. But yeah, that was a few years ago now. It was really good fun. And Sophie, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you on board. What is the reasoning for Jet2 to use all the runway for landing? I'm not sure what the reasoning is, Neil, but like I said before, there was an incident about 2 or 3 years ago where I can't remember the exact details, but it was related to landing, and I can't remember. I need to have a look at it when I get back home. But there was an incident about 2-3 years ago. It was a minor incident. Don't get us wrong. It was reported about, and yeah, after that, I don't know why they always seemed to use the end of the runway. So don't know why or if it was related, but you do get them using the high-speed exit still, but it just seemed a little bit unusual. So yeah. How many planes can Newcastle cope with at the same time, Ferryhill? Probably about 20 to 25 at max. I'd say 20 probably. Stand capacity allows for that, but again, it's not just the stands that you're constrained by, you're also constrained by how many staff you have. So realistically, this is probably the max that you can see right now, which is what, about 10 or 11. But in reality, they could cope with more. But yeah, it's just not fair when you don't have the staff numbers, really. But yeah. And great channel, Gordon Sweeney. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Gary subbed, watching from the US. Happy days. Thanks very much, mate. Great to have you with us. Ryan, going to taxi now? I hope so. Let's have a look. Still see, still on sand there. We've got another aircraft that's just turned on to final. What have we got? Another Jet2 737-800 Golf Juliet Zulu Hotel November, which is from Alicante. Just seeing what else we've got due in. So yeah, we'll see this one land, and then yeah, there's the Ryanair just taxiing there. Excellent. So we'll get the Ryanair departing. And what else is inbound? We've got nothing inbound actually for the next inbound is from Gran Canaria and is expected to land in 2 hours. So yeah, we'll probably just get a couple more departures, folks, and then call it a day, I reckon. So so yeah, we'll only be live for another few minutes, but it's been a good live stream this afternoon. It's been really nice to have everyone on board. We'll try and do another one in the evening soon, and like I say, we might do one next week from Stavanger or Bergen. We'll see how it goes. So that's the Ryanair to Paphos, just taxiing out. The Ryanair is going to Paphos in Cyprus. So yeah, that's where they're heading to. And then the TUI Airways, which is going there as well, that they're just taxiing as well, so that's great. Just pan back to the approach. We've got Jet2 737-800. That was firm. And yeah, we've got the Ryanair and the TUI taxiing now. Just waiting for this Jet2 to vacate. Yep, and exactly as Ferry Hill says about shout-outs, don't mind doing an answer to a question, or you know, if someone's saying hello from somewhere, but yeah, we don't do. Oh, and we've got another Jet2 taxiing, so we've got 3 departures. We've got that one, we've got the Ryanair, we've got the TUI Airways, and we've got another Jet2, so we've got 3. Fia, hello from Chester, welcome on board, great to have you with us. And Kai, hello from Dumfries, welcome on board, mate. What's my favourite airline cadence? Probably got to be Ryanair. Yeah, I'm just getting close to my 100th flight with them this year, and still love flying with them. I know a lot of people, you know, have this perception about them, unfortunately, but yeah, like I say, I've had many flights with them, and still really enjoy seeing them. I'm just wondering if we'll see the one going to Dalaman that Dylan was on. Just having a look just to see. We've got 3 aircraft heading along for departure there: Ryanair, TUI and Jet2. Seeing, and the Dalaman one is 3:21. Ah, right. So we might actually. Where is that? Him taxiing? No, it's not, because it's the show on map. Come on, flight radar. Right, so he's the Golf Juliet Zulu Bravo Golf, which Dylan is on to Dalaman, is actually just pushing back. So as long as they get straight out, then should be able to catch him departing. Otherwise, we might not be able to, because it might just be a wait too long. Because like I say, I've got to end the live stream in about 5 or 10 minutes, folks. So yeah, it looks like they're pushing back, facing out, ready to go. So that's a good sign. But we'll see. 2E Max is delayed till 5 now. Should have been 3:40. It's handy to know, mate. Thank you for that. Will we ever see A321s in Jet2 silver livery? I don't think we will. I might be wrong, but I don't think we will. They do have Aviator Adam. You've got more info on it than I do. But yeah, on the other hand, just thinking about it, the artists. We've got flies all over the camcorder. The artist's rendition of the first Jet2 was of it in a silver livery. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, that's the Ryanair off to Paphos. That was a cool shot, just as the as the Jet2 was lining up in the background. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, like I say, one of my friends is due back on that flight later tonight. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be at least 2 hours late coming back into Newcastle, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, they're probably not going to get back in till early hours of the morning. So probably be near 2-3 o'clock by the time they get back, but not to worry. So the Jet2 that Dylan is flying is pushed back. I can hear the engines are going, so hopefully they're ready to taxi and they can get straight out. But like I say, hopefully they don't get a sudden slot change or slot delay, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Right, here comes the 2E, just rolling down the runway. Oops, sorry, I just knocked the camcorder there, folks. Apologies for the little judder. And here goes the 2E off to Paphos as well. That was nice. That was very, very nice. Right, and there's Dylan's 737-800 just taxiing there, and that's going to Turkey, to I think it's Dalaman, isn't it? Golf Juliet Zulu Bravo Golf. Still sees a little bit of a crosswind there. The other Jet2 is just lining up on the runway now. So yeah, we'll probably end the live stream once he's departed, folks, and that'll be us for today. That's the police helicopter just landing there. after that shout earlier on. That's them just landing back down at the south side of the airport. So next we've got our next Jet 2 just lining up on runway 25 here. And favourite airlines, American Airlines, Caden, yours is Delta, nice one. And Wayne Tennant, hello Wayne, lovely to have you on board. Will Jet 2 be using A321s next June? I'm not sure, mate, I'm not sure. I don't imagine so, but we'll see. Right, here comes the next Jet 2. There we go, folks, and now it leaves us with it's probably going to be the last movement of the day, because we're going to have to shoot off, and that is Dylan asked if we'd stay. Oops, sorry for the camera judder there. He'd asked if we'd stay for him departing to Dalaman. I said if you managed to get out by 3:20, then yes, we would. And this is him about to line up in the 737-800. So yeah. And Wayne, gotta go. Thanks for a lovely live stream. No worries at all, mate. What time zoom is your camera? I think it's about 50 times intelligent zoom. So yeah, it's 50 times, but it's pretty cool. It does the job, which is the main thing. You're in Paphos last month, beating Shelley. Nice one. Do you go into the farmer's field to get these shots? No, it's not the farmer's field as such. It's a public bridleway. If you say you're going into a farmer's field, that is trespassing without the farmer's permission. But this is next to the farmer's field, but it is a public bridleway, which isn't the same. Balkan into Teesside this morning, terrible landing, your family was on terrible flight. Yeah, it's a shame that, it's a shame. Hello from Brownsburg, Indiana, enjoying the stream. Say hi to Rudy from LA. If you're in, well, I definitely won't be in Vienna this week. I'll be in Norway, but I won't be in Vienna. Right, here comes the the final movement of the day. Jet2 737-800 to Dalaman. There we have it, folks. That is it. It's yeah, that's going to have to be us for today, unfortunately. Like I say, it's I would have stayed longer, but I've got work in about an hour. So yeah, we've had a fantastic afternoon, folks. Just going to get ready to end the live stream. Once again, a massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in today, and to our new channel members as well, and those of you who very kindly donated. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to still carry on and try and do a few more of these live streams in the next few weeks. And yeah, we'll see when we're next to it. We'll probably do another one in the evening this next week. But like I say, we might try and do one in either Stavanger or Stavanger or Bergen possibly. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how it goes. And Aviation Adam 738, welcome aboard as a new channel member as well, mate. It's lovely of you to join. Thank you so much for joining. And again, to all our new channel members, if you'd like to be part of our WhatsApp group, where I post, I've got 2 WhatsApp groups for all of you channel members. One of them is where I post updates about the next live stream or where I'll be flying, etc. And if you'd like to be part of that, let me know, drop me a message, and I'll get you added to it. On the other hand, I've also got another one which is for everyone to have a general discussion or a little bit of a banter or share what you're doing, etc. If you'd like to be part of that, then please let me know either on Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, and I'll get you added and send you the link to join that. And it would be lovely to have you on board. So yeah, and Jamie Hayden, I've just seen you were on the live stream as well, mate. Lovely to have you on board, mate, and hope you have a great afternoon. Once again, folks, thank you so much. Chris Kennedy, adios, like, subscribe, click the bell. Cheers, mate. And thank you all so much for joining. We'll see you in the next week. Have a lovely Sunday, whatever you get up to, and take care of yourselves. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.